First Deputy Speaker of Parliament wants members of Parliament who wrongfully use sirens on the road to be prosecuted. Kwesi Parker-Wilson has been in Parliament where this discussion has been going on. He joins me on the line now for more. With more. Hello, Parker. Parker, if you can hear us, tell us a bit more about what the Member of Parliament for the Choir has been saying.
So, Gifty, if you can hear me, the Transport Minister a while ago addressed members of Parliament and raised concern about the number of road accidents we are experiencing in the country. And for him, he was very emphatic and quite clear that the time has come not for us to lament, but rather to ensure that we put in measures to mitigate all these accidents we do experience on our roads. And Member of Parliament for Ningo Prapram, Sam George, actually stood up to also contribute to the statement made by the minister. And he indicated that, well, members of Parliament are flagrantly violating the traffic regulation, and that for him it would be very important that the state, including the police, would ensure that members of Parliament adhere to traffic regulations. So that was when the speaker came in. George said also to say that is a brilliant idea because, of course, I mean, they have seen members of Parliament breaching traffic regulations and, of course, jumping red light and all of that, which he believes it's not really the best because the police and other state security agencies have looked on for members of Parliament to violate the provisions in the Constitution as far as the adhering to traffic regulations are concerned. So for him, what he's saying is that the state authorities, including the National Road Safety Commission, should ensure that if members of Parliament violate all these regulations, they must be arrested. And that was when the minister also came in by saying that, well, now Cabinet has agreed and approved that the National Road Safety Commission should be an authority so that they can really bite. Now, they wouldn't be just advising people and also questioning people, but rather they can initiate criminal processes against them to ensure that people adhere to traffic regulation. And again, they know that the National Road Safety Commission is under-resourced. Now, what is happening is that they are going to provide them with 10 vehicles across the country to, as part of giving them the clout and the power to do their work, to resource them by giving them 10 vehicles to execute their work. So these are some of the conversations that what's going on the floor of Parliament.
Well, sounds good. Any resource to show up what the National Road Safety Commission already has was. But what else has been happening in Parliament today, Parker?
Well, it's basically been about the budget debate where the Speaker again raised concerns about members of Parliament, their failure to attend for the session to meaningfully contribute to the budget statement because he believes that some members of Parliament deliberately wouldn't want to contribute, and as a matter of fact, they lack the quorum to actually make a decisive decision on whatever the budget statement is concerned. And again, one interesting thing that happened in Parliament was about the fact that the chairman of the Roads and Transport Committee, IEP, indicated that the Nana Addo Akufo-Addo government has been able to save Ghana millions of Ghana cedis because of renegotiating the expansion of the port. And you remember that Terminal 3, where the former administration actually had to execute that project. Now he's saying that, well, there was actually a symbolic deal between the former administration and the contractor, but with the timely intervention of the government, they have been able to save Ghanaians millions of Ghana cedis. So these are some of the things that happened.
Parker, thank you very much for that update there. So if I got you right, what it means is that today the debate on the budget did not come off, or did it come off?
It was debated. Now they were looking at the transport sector, the roads, and members of Parliament from both divides have been accusing themselves In fact, the minority, or the majority actually, sought to accuse the minority of depleting the road fund, and that is why we've not seen major improvement as far as infrastructure is concerned within the road sector. And the minority has been arguing on the fact that, no, they did a good thing by mortgaging the road fund, and it's all going to benefit the country. So there seems to be some back and forth and disagreement between the two groups in Parliament. That is when IEP came in by saying that they have done a lot as far as the road sector is concerned. And of course, if you go through the budget read by the finance minister recently, they committed a number of projects that they want to do as far as the road sector is concerned.
Parker, thank you very much. Kwesi Parker-Wilson, my colleague there in Parliament today, telling us what's been happening. So they've been talking about the members of Parliament who abuse their sirens, and they've also been talking about the road funds, which the minority says the majority has depleted, and they did talk about the budget. Now,